Golf driver swing lesson today, that's what we're doing. Let's hit some fairways, shall we? So golf driver swing lesson, yeah, today let's hit driver. So there's 4 things I see that most people do not do with driver or really struggle with driver. I don't know why they struggle with this. It comes down to setup initially, and then of course there's in-swing things going on. But there's 4 things that we need to work on to hit driver much better. And of course to hit driver longer. Very important. Now initially I see people set up stance width, huge with driver, absolutely massive. And I mean massive as in importance, but also as in width of stance. So many people are in there, within that sort of shoulder width in there, which is encouraging. Well, it's not a stable base to stand on to begin with, which is not ideal. We need that width. We're hitting this golf ball. I want a nice wide stance. I want to ensure that my feet are outside my shoulder width. So if my feet are here, shoulder width there. I want to make sure that I'm getting the feet wide. I don't want to be in this area. I want to make sure I'm outside that. So I've got a great base to stand from. Why do I need such a good base? Well, that's going to give me the platform for me to turn on. And I'm going to turn this golf club big time. So point number 1 is a good base to stand on. Point number 2, shoulder turn. So from your new nice wide stance, I mean, you can't go too wide with this, honestly, because we're looking to create power and turn, body turn. Take the club back, my lead shoulder has to turn down towards my trail foot. So down like so. That gives me my shoulder pitch at the top, there, and then from there I'm back through. So stance width and shoulder turn. Let's hit one initially, feeling both of those. There to there's no use. Shoulders are not on that pitched plane. There to there is good. So now my left shoulder, my lead shoulder's gone down and lower than my trail shoulder, and it's gone down into my trail foot, which has given me that sensation of the body turn. I don't necessarily think about shoulders turning, I think more about the torso turning. There. I can feel there. I can feel the stretch in there, getting that left shoulder down towards my right foot. Trying to get that down towards my right foot. So first 2 things, stance width, shoulder turn, massive. My feelings there was left shoulder down, hands go up. Left shoulder down, hands go up. Now that's a bit strange, isn't it? Well, not really. If I've taken my address position, my left shoulder's going down the way as my hands go up to get the angle of the shoulders. There. 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 Lots of reps to feel. There. There. As many reps as you can to feel that is good. And the more reps we have, as Tiger talked about, he talked about reps, everything's just reps to ensure he gets those positions, and it's true. Without the repetition, how are we going to age the process? Well, we're not, are we? Now it's all very well having this turn away from the golf ball, get myself set up here and having this turn away from the ball. I have to get back to the golf ball somehow. Now I've not put a huge amount of weight onto my trail side, I've kept pretty neutral. There. But then when I come back down, I want to feel as though on the way back down, that I get my trail hip. My trail hip, I move towards target, but my trail hip and trail knee come closer to my lead knee. There. There. I don't want to be having that angle between the two. I want to make sure that the forces from the top here, take my trail knee and my trail hip from there, from this position, towards my lead side, towards the belt buckle, middle, towards golf ball there. I just don't want to sit back on it. Sitting back on it's a lack of power. So I make sure I get through part 3 here. I make sure I get through. I take my address position, happy. Left shoulder goes down, right shoulder goes up, and the way through I ensure that my body's moving towards target. It can slide initially before it starts to open up. That's a good thing. That little slide before it opens up is called axis tilt. So I'm there, 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 so there's 3 or 4 pretty good shots in a row using the body with 3 simple thoughts. I've got one more thought, but the 3 simple thoughts just now, to as far as we've got in this video: stance width, outside shoulder width. So my inner heel on both feet would match up to the edge of my shoulders there. Now that's wide. My left shoulder came down, so right shoulder went up. So there, I felt the stretch, my shoulder went down as my hands went up. There, and then from there I moved to target and turned. Moved to target and turned. And I got my trail knee and trail hip where my belt buckle is just now to there. Yeah, so I got that trail knee and trail hip in line with where my belt buckle was. Now, part 4. Part 4 is very much a finish position. So part 4, I think about my trail shoulder getting past my lead shoulder. So when I follow through, Lee Westwood was good at this, when I follow through, my trail shoulder goes past my lead shoulder, like so. So my lead shoulder is behind my trail shoulder. So I get my whole body through there. And of course, that's going to help the trail knee and trail hip get in line with that belt buckle or past it. In line with the belt buckle or past it. So taking the address position there, I know what I'm doing on the way back. This goes down as the hands go up. Good. I know what I'm doing the way through. I'm moving to target, trail knee, trail hip, come towards. Belt buckle line there, and then from there as I come down, I finish with trail shoulder closer to target than lead shoulder. That ensures the body gets through. So the massive turn I've had on the way back, body then moves to target, and then the massive turn comes on the way through to ensure everything is back to where it should be. And there, getting that trail shoulder through. So I finish position there. If I was to hold that, trail shoulder is behind lead shoulder is here, trail shoulder back here. That was excellent, that was the best shot yet. So when I'm able to put all 4 together like that, you can see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stance width, left shoulder goes down, hands go up, belt buckle, using that line to get the trail hip and the trail knee towards. But of course, if I also focus on the trail shoulder getting past the lead shoulder, that's going to help the trail knee and trail hip do its thing. So the massive turn that I've created on the way back, all that force, I'm able to give it all back because I'm just trying to get my trail shoulder past my lead shoulder. I'm just trying to get my trail shoulder past my lead shoulder. To finish there. Think about everything else. It's really good. So much turn. I nearly fell in that direction. If you are going to fall in that direction. So now that the 4 pieces are in place, I have a little piece of bonus material for you, which I wasn't going to add in this video, but I've decided I am going to add it into this video because it's vital. Now this piece of bonus material is exactly that, so obviously everything's driver related. When you swing driver, do not try and put too much L shape in there. So your leverage between lead arm and club shaft, don't try and put that in there. Don't try and cock this up here, because 9 times out of 10 what I see is people who do that, when they get up there and do that, they cup the wrist more, which is opening the face, yeah? So they're here, they put that leverage, they get to there, they put the leverage in, and the lead wrist cups too much, which opens that club face. There. We're getting that open face, and of course that's your slice as well. So if you try and keep the leverage out, if I had 0 leverage, there's more chance of it bowing. So if I had a negative leverage, which is never going to happen, I would bow the golf club or bow the left wrist, which is going to close the face a little bit more, keep it a little bit tighter. So visualise that. So that there is going to give me a cupped wrist. If I got just to here, I'm going to be much more bowed, much flatter, and that's the feel I want. I want to feel as though I'm there. I want to feel as though the opposite of that would be that. So the club's more down towards the ground there, I'm a little bit more bowed wrist if you see. And I want to feel that. So that keeps my right elbow tucked in there. This brings it all out. So there, that's the feel I want. So if I can incorporate that with my 4 moves, which I can, that tee's broken, that's going to be a disaster. The natural thing that will happen though is the leverage will go in. So you'll watch this and say, well, Steve, you had a huge amount of leverage. Yeah, I did. I probably did. I tried my best not to have. I felt as though I never had. And when I keep that leverage out, it encourages my body to turn more, which is crazy. So my right elbow stays closer to my left. There. my body turns more there, or I can go here and get what feels like a longer swing with very little turn or less turn, whereas when I'm there, I have to turn more. So it's the byproduct of how the lead wrist works. It's going to also encourage the shoulders and the hips, not the hips, but the upper body to turn. So you're going to look at it and go, oh, that's not right, Steve. Which is why I wasn't going to put it in. There. 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 Look, that is bowed. That feels bowed. There. Best one yet. Finished on lead side, trail shoulder behind lead shoulder, and I felt as it turned right to left in the air, and I felt as though on that I had zero wrist cock at the top. But of course there was. You've seen it from that camera view there. Of course there was. But the feeling of it, that's a very high tee. Feeling that there. Down the line you can see, face on always looks like there's more angle. But that there's much more bowed than that. See that? Compared to that. It's that feel. It's that feel. Falling in the right direction. There we go, that was fun. I love hitting driver. I'm not very good at it though. But those 4 points, those 5 points it is now is going to make me better. It's going to make you guys better too. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'll see you soon. Thanks very much. Goodbye.